has like 7 ways of doodling. So this is like my newest journal, and I got this when I went to the psych ward. So like I'm telling y'all, people do not like. They will be like, I'm not going, bitch. I be in there like, I'm not going, and the whole time I'm like, bitch, lock me up, because I want these stalkers to hear me say, I don't want to go, I don't want to be there. I'm sorry, the benefits of the psych ward, y'all, they keep sending the same people to the same doctor, whoever they go. The worst part is it stops my money, so now they keep like trying to mess with my job and all this stuff, and that's just so they can take my stuff out of storage. The person saw that I had a storage account because they stole my wallet, so now the woman is probably trying to get the stuff out of storage because she think it's something cool in there. It's not. All the stuff that I had really was in my daddy's house, so all the stuff in storage is just stuff that I wanted, like my son's toys and you see what I'm saying? Like the most expensive stuff is my seasonings, and it's because I handmade my stuff. That's it. Nothing else is important in there for real. You know, the most expensive thing that they'll get, they probably won't ever use it. It'll just sit there. You see what I'm talking about? So that's it. Take it. Y'all took everything else. What the fuck else? You see what I'm saying? Like, I need my money for my job. They hear me saying it. They still trying to start some more shit, so I don't have a job or to work. So the money, if I do try to get money, it's not going to be in time for me to pay my storage. They're going to have a big fiasco with the storage. They'll be like, well, we can't wait that long. You got to pay this much money. It's going to be a fee, all this different stuff. What's going to happen is I'm going to get the check. I can't afford to barely keep my fucking phone on. I got to pay my after-pay bills, all that stuff. So how the fuck I'm going to keep the storage? You see what I'm saying? Especially if you're fucking with my money. So let them fuck with it. Let them do what they're going to do. The world will never do anything. I'll die, and they'll be happy because then they can lie and say they're queens. That's it. So anyway, I got this in the psych ward, and that is trying to take you, but once again, boo, we're gonna put you in the psych ward, and now we're gonna do fake counseling. The whole time yesterday, the lady was telling me she's gonna pay my phone bill. She never paid the phone bill. My phone is actually turned off, so now I gotta turn my phone back on. So, if that's what you're going to do, so they supposed to be part of Mission St. Louis. You see how they going to mess up somebody's name? Because y'all know I'm about to tell them the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So, she starts contacting me after she told me that she couldn't help me. So, she sends me a text message saying, how can I help you? You see, I tell her everything. I need a birth certificate, a social security card. I got to get, what else I tell her? I got all the messages right here. So, I tell her everything. And she starts to act like she helped me. So she said, oh, your phone bill, I can help you with that. That's what they did in Alton with the Madison County Housing Program. You see what I'm saying? Where they were like, well, we're going to help you go to Texas and get your storage. When it was time for us to go to Texas to get the storage, they kept trying to stop us from going to go get it. Y'all, I'm talking about every single time. So this time what they want is the storage. Let them take it. You can take it because there's nothing in there but clothes. So you ain't gonna get shit no fucking way. And the clothes ain't worth shit no way. It's my clothes. My son's clothes were left in the house. So what else do you want? I left you a new pair of Kyrie Irving shoes. You see what I'm saying? And that's my favorite person. My son didn't want the shoes. So y'all got a new pair of shoes and you still want to go in my storage and get nothing. The only thing that's in there is homemade seasonings. That's it. So anyway, when I got this, I started thinking about the Scooby again, because that's what me and my son want to do. So we got the Scooby, and I was just like designing for everything. So these are just like, again, my designs in a different form, because usually I do it on the computer, and this time I use crayons, because she's like, you can have the crayons. So I have like all these cool drawings. So today, I went over a book called something about the happiness, and it was about Lent. And so I didn't like how he was like just self-deprecating. So I created these pages, which today I'm going to do that too for Lent. Like, it's just pages for like just making sure you stay on track with Lent, because I never do. So it's basically for me, but I'm going to share it with everybody. So it's called Resisting Happiness by Matthew Kelly, and I'll be able to put him in there because I used his book to make the whole thing. All this stuff comes from his book. It's not something that I just made up on my own. I actually read his book, and at the end of every chapter, he has like something for you to do. So I just created a workbook to go with it. So even though I hate that he is so negative in his book, my pages are positivity. And maybe he'll appreciate me for it, or he could sue. But listen, sue Kim. She's the one that has the money. Go after Kanye. He's the one that's a billionaire. Okay, so anyway, sue them. Because they are the ones that's fucking with me. the most. Go after Issa. Go after Issa. Let's pretend like she did it. Okay, so 7 ways that doodling will change your life. Oh, let me show y'all my best doodle. So one day it was another stalker that came in. I drew a picture of him right here. So if you, I know podcast people cannot see any of this, you have to actually go on to my live stream for YouTube under Black Unicorns, or you can go on Instagram live stream after the show or during the show, whatever you want to do. But I'm there. So I went ahead and doodled him too. So this is the creative part of town that I'm in. Like, they are always like creating, and there's so many creative places to go here in St. Louis. I hope this is on. I hope I got the microphone on. So anyway, this is what it is. So 7 ways doodling will change your life. When I doodle, I'm creating a book. The best platform I have for creating is Canva.com. So that's what I do outside of my podcast, like, and that's just stuff I do to just have fun. I also do math problems for fun. Like, it is just like something, I don't think it's wrong with me. It's just like that's what I want to do. I want to be like wrong and right, and then I want to figure out some other way, and then I want to be able to, if I get it wrong, I want to be able to explain to you why it was wrong. And so it's actually better for problem solving. Like I tell you, any math is part of problem solving. So doodling is part of problem solving. So that's something that people don't think about. It's so mathematic that it hurts. It hurts for it to be this mathematic. So anyway, concentration. Doodling elevates focus and concentration. And you know why? Because you are actually thinking about the shape, or sometimes you're not. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you might be involved. Like, sometimes I get into a project and I'm like, I'm thinking about the shape. And so when I did this drawing of this guy, I thought that he was like, it was just so beautiful. Like, he's like I kept telling him, like, you look like a cartoon character. And I was like, I just love how he was like such a bubble. Like, he's a round person. Like, the stuff, he's not. He's like a skinny guy. But everything that he had on was round. And it was just so visually stimulating that I had to, like, actually put it down on paper. So I had to actually think about it. But sometimes when I doodle, like when I'm doing the drawings now for, I'm going to show you like my plant page. So when I'm doing that, I'm just thinking I'm going to fill the page. Like, I'm not thinking at all. And so it's just something that starts to happen. Like, on this page, I had to think, because when you have a schoolie, you can like put some of the clothes in pillows. So I was like, okay, so this is the stuff that Blake just does. My son can do this all day without thinking about it. I'm like, Blake, give me a design. And he'll just like get on the paper and just start drawing. And that's it. He just can't. I'm talking about, it's like 2 seconds. And it's like the best scribble ever. Like, it's like such a good pattern or whatever. So you could probably enter Spoon Flower contest. And Spoon Flower is like a place that makes like patterns. And they have contests too. So anyway, so this is like this page. I didn't think about anything on this page at all. I just wanted to fill the page. I wanted to see what it would look like with the plant space out on the bus. So it's like, sometimes you will have to concentrate when you do it. Then other times it's just going to come out. You're just going to let it flow. I like to do math in my books because I like math. Like, I'm a math person. So some pages I have just like math problems that I'm doing or whatever, that I got right, I got wrong, whatever. Okay, so I'm sorry. That person in the meeting doodling away in the margins of her notebook and seemingly not paying attention to the speaker, well, she is actually more attuned and clearly focused on the points being explained. So, that is why sometimes you need to leave people alone, because doodling is actually helping them draw out or remember what you were talking about. So I've had people in meetings just at Confluence Academy. This is the only place, because they've done me. So I'm so serious. Like, it's like St. Louis, y'all just so left behind. Like, it's like y'all so stupid. In Texas too, I'm talking about, I have Pleasant Grove. Like, I'm just like, how dumb can people be? Like, it's like y'all so dumb. You're so stuck in your archaic ways. It gets on my nerves sometimes. And it's not all of people. It's just a concentration of people. I'm sorry, but y'all are black, you know, and some white people. It's just like, are you seriously having this conversation with me right now? And so I have to actually explain it. I have to sit there and act like I'm calm, because at that point I really do want to slap the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't want to be a teacher anymore, because I have to act like I'm professional. And I'm not. Like, I really do want to slap the shit out of y'all because it's like, that's the only way somebody got you to think like that. They beat it into you. And it's like, I just want to beat it out of you because some of the shit y'all do is so fucking stupid. I just lost my job, or I could be losing my job because of some shit they did to me at Confluence Academy. You see, I don't know what this girl is looking at. I don't know what she thinks she's doing, but I'm not at work because somebody wanted to start an argument with me. Not one time have I paid her any attention. The whole time I've been telling them she's a stalker. And I'm the one that's not working because they want to investigate that I did my job. This is some stupid shit. So anyway, I would be at work and I would be like doing what I do. And the guy was like, no, you got to give me that. Like I was on my tablet. So it's like some people think that they are so important that you have to always give them that attention, and it's not true. Even the kids, like sometimes that's just how some children are. They actually write down the thoughts, and I think it's called now they call them sketch notes. You see, but that's what a lot of people have been doing the entire time. It's just writing sketch notes. I have messed up my keyboard for real, so my camera is not on. Okay, so yeah. Alright, my camera's back on. So, that is it. Like, it's like, it helps with concentration. Next, memory. Doodlers remember more and have a higher capacity for information retention. I do because I'm a visual person, so it's like they can try to be like, well, that didn't happen, like, oh yes it did, because over there was this pattern, and you know what I'm saying, like we start to see everything. Thus, we should really be encouraging this practice from childhood through adulthood. So that's why you want to create sketch notes, and especially as adults, we're in our everyday worlds, we feel stressed and overextended, because the art will actually help you. You know, not only do I have the crayons, but I have like a little bag where I keep like all my stuff. And so it get heavy. My stuff gets heavy. So some of that could be, my art supplies are in storage too. You see how I always gotta buy a new art thing. Like all the stuff I already own. I have enough for like a studio for like 3 or 4 years. All this stuff they come and take out of my storage, it's like part of my studio too. The stuff is expensive, and I'm talking about every fucking time I spent like between $500 to $700. One of the things that's in the storage right now is like the Cricut. It was like $500, $500, $600 if you include that I had to go and pay tax for it too. You see what I'm saying? Every fucking time they come and just try to destroy something in my fucking life so they can take something. And I'm not joking, and they can just continuously keep doing the shit over and over again. And it is no fucking reason for me to be here when I could be somewhere working. You see what I'm talking about? And why all my business could be going good. This motherfucker is so fucking stupid, and this is why. So anyway, yeah, I can't get over it. I can't. So, that's why you want to teach the kids sketch notes. You want to start teaching yourself sketch notes. It's just something that the kids can do. Like, this is something that helps them, like, when you make the projects with the plants and all that stuff, sometimes you can make it like a 3D project or whatever, like using seeds and yarn and all these different things, but you still want to teach them to maybe jot down stuff. Me and Blake have we keep a roll of, like, brown paper, and we just draw on the brown paper. So if Blake wants to put something up there, he can, or if I want to put something up there, or he'll tell me, hey, can you write this down for me? So it's like we always keep a list, and it doesn't always have to be a word. It can be a drawing too. So I was here telling somebody else that too, like, just make sure you get them to start writing things down. You know, like you can put a piece of brown paper on the wall and they can just do it. Exploration. Doodling deepens knowledge exploration. The brain synapses that are distinctively ignited when you put pen to paper in a random meandering sort of walk. Parallels the type of exploration. Okay, hold on. Doodling deepens knowledge exploration. So what it's saying is like you will want to learn more. You know what I'm talking about? Like it's something that will help you like retain the information. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It will actually help you retain the information. That is why it says, okay, for memory, it's memory retention. But It really will help you retain the information. And then if you think about it, you will want to look up more words. Like when I was making the pages for Lent, it was like I had to look up more words. Like I had to look up transformation. What was the other word? I had to look up another word. Reconciliation. So it's resigned to something not desired. So it's like I had to look up reconciliation. I had to look up like a few words, and it was like I just went back and started doing it over. You know what I'm saying? Like I did something over in the marker, and then I went back with the crayon, went back over, and it kind of changed the design of the book. So I kind of really do like the way it looks. So that's it. I'm gonna make the book like that too. Like I'm gonna create it like that today. But that was it. It's just like that's what it's meaning, like exploration, like how can I make this better, or what is it that needs to be changed about this. So it says the brain synapses that are distinctively ignited when you put pen to paper in a random meandering sort of walk parallels the type of exploratory thinking we need to do to innovate on a consistent basis. So basically it's making you more creative. So brain synapses are like when a lighter is ignited, that's what happens in your brain. It's like popping off all the time with ideas. And so that's what happens when you put pen to a paper. What they're saying is it's very exploratory. It's very exploratory, and it'll open your mind up to all these different things. So that's it. Problem solving. Doodling allows a different access to problem solving and insights because it is not linear, but rather associative. It actually helps with the abductive thinking process that is the key in design. I really like the way this person did this because everything is like coming from the next thing. So it's like, okay, this is what it is. So it is problem solving. So the exploration and problem solving are like the same thing to me. So when they say it's like linear, it's not linear, it's associative. So linear meaning it's the same thing. So I'm an artist, I'm a math person, I'm a mathematician, I'm an educator, all that stuff is linear. But me being an artist and being a mathematician are associative, and the sciences, that's associative. So all that stuff is like how they associate to each other, and that's what it is. So the doodles, and actually really, which is like black people, like we love this, it's like it's a symbol. So that's what it is for us, assembling. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. The big picture. Doodling encourages awareness of the big picture. This is an essential step in developing strategy, whether for a corporate takeover or figuring out what to cook for dinner. And it is. It's the truth. Like most of my graphics, I start here, like in a book or something like that. And so I can easily make this into like what's the thing for architecture? A blueprint or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like it's easier for me to do it that way. I still have not got Roblox down, designing Roblox down, but still, I think I can do it in I haven't used the program in so long. I hated that program too. It's like that we use for designing sets and stuff. The 3D program, I just can't always do 3D. I'm sorry. Why can I not think in 3D? But it's probably because I don't work with 3D enough. I need to practice. Maybe this year I need to become a 3D aficionado. But this is where it starts, and then I can work from there. So drawing, like I said, it was a hard thing for me, but doodling has opened my brain to so much more. Okay, think beyond. Doodling helps to break us away from the habitual thinking patterns. Sunny reminded us that the brain prefers stable patterns. For example, we want to know what to do with the doorknob each time we see one not tinker with it. The downside of habitual thinking patterns is that we get too comfortable with patterns and stereotypes. We get really bad at recognizing subtle nuances. So this is why people are like, okay, that was brilliant. This is why people try to get my ideas, because I would take one concept and start to put it with another. And it's only because I have experience with this concept and I've been looking for something different for it, I can actually look over her and find something and then put it here, and it'll work very well. So it's like, seriously, I don't play with that. So Doodling really helps me with that too because I'm always drawing and going beyond what I have to do. Creativity. Doodling exercises our pure imagination and therefore our creativity. Specifically, something sunny called perceptual creativity gets enhanced. That is, our ability to recombine and see the familiar and new reorganized ways. And that is it. So doodling helps me with that too. So doodles are great for you. Sketch notes is something that you should learn. It will present itself as like one of the greatest challenges, but your greatest way to happiness and creativity that there could ever be. That's why I say draw it out. Draw it out. Draw it out. And teach your kids now because it'll also help with their perceptual vision, like with measuring and knowing how much something could be. Have you ever just saw somebody eye something? You're like, yeah, he's like, that's 3/4 of an inch off. And it's because he's been doing it for a long time. And so if you start them doing that stuff now, they'll have a good time later. And you can have them using yarn and string and all that different stuff. Like if you go into the store and say, oh, measure that with this string and cut it off and see how much we're going to need. Don't always get them a ruler, get them something else. Oh, take your feet and put them one in front of the other and see how many steps you take across the floor. Just stuff like that. So then they always know the area of the floor. And then as they get, when their shoe sizes change, that's the first thing you have them do. Put on your shoes and go see how many steps it takes for you to go across the floor. You see? And so not only are you measuring height, then you're teaching them to also measure themselves. I always put their height on the wall. For my kids, I did that for Blake too. So it's just like something that kids would just love to do. And that's it. That is it. And I think you should incorporate that in the classroom too. When kids get a new pair of shoes, you say, hey, come and measure the floor again. How many steps do you take to get across the floor? And you can do that before you get to area. You see? Because area and perimeter. Then that way it'll already be like, oh my God, we were already doing this. Are you serious? This is practical to life. Are you kidding me? And so that's it. So anyway, that's it. It's Shantae Brown Sugar Talk on the Black Unicorns. Telling you, man, the day is not over. Maybe she will turn my phone back on. Who knows? But I don't think it's going to happen. I think that this person is trying to steal from me again. Let's see how this story ensues. You bitches. Have a great day.